Good start.
I think did you get that right? Did you get it? Okay, so this is going to be one of many command classes that we're going to do over the next couple months. We used to do this in around 2020, but people weren't coming in, so we stopped doing that. But now we're trying to get that coverage. This is just something that we want new agents to have information about. Majority of the people are new agents, so it's just a good refresher to have. So we're probably going to have this every 2 weeks, probably. We're still figuring out the schedule. So, yeah. So first, let's just do an overview of the staff here, just so people know. Like, I'm Armand. I'm agent services. This is Joshua.
Everybody on Zoom, I'm Joshua. For those who don't know, in person Joshua, I'm an AMCA, so I cut your checks and I deal with your commissions. So,
your volume is too low. Excuse me, your volume is too low.
It's just very staticky as well.
oh, okay. Well, like I said, this is the first time trying to run through this, so it'll get better as we go along. But I was saying that I'm the AMCA, so I cut your checks and deal with your guys' commissions. If you have any questions regarding commissions, then you can come talk to me. We also have,
Yeah, I'm sure everyone knows Josh. He's a team leader here. Alex is assistant. And then our MCA, Veronica, she also deals with what you're billing, any commissions going through. Amber, I'm sure everyone knows, she's at the front desk. She's actually gonna come into agent services soon in a couple weeks. Along with me, so it's just gonna be a 2-person position now. And we'll get in the front desk soon. We also have our TC Brian and his assistant Karina. If you need any of your paperwork sorted out, they can take care of that for you. And also our in-house escrow team, which we recommend everyone using because it's just a lot easier than going to an outside place. So your commission checks come through, it takes shorter time.
We can't hear anything, Armand. We can't hear anything.
so yeah, we have escrow team, and then we also have, that is Haley, who is our escrow officer, and then her assistant.
That's better right there.
Sweet. In addition to the in-house escrow, we also have, like we were saying, the in-house TCs. That's Brian Chung and his assistant Karina. So when doing opportunities, which we'll go into a little bit later, after the first 2, if you're in the mentorship program, after the first single one, you can use the TC. So you can use our in-house TC, Brian Chung, and his assistant. And then that way they get to do all the opportunities and documents for you so that you don't have to stress out over that. You just do your deal and they take care of everything else. And then lastly, on the staff, we have Michael Rosales, who is our broker on record. So if you have any legal questions or anything like that, you can feel more than welcome to call or email him and he can help you out with that.
Also, our in-house marketing team, Justin and Carlos, if you have any business cards or flyers that you want to take care of, they can do that for you. So,
Can you kindly repeat the name of Michael Rosales? And this.
yeah. So Michael Rosales, he is our broker of record here at the office. He can help with any legal questions that you might have or any questions about forms you may need to sign. And yeah, he's here almost every day, so feel free to talk to him for anything.
And who was the young lady that helped with all the paperwork? I didn't hear the name.
That's going to be Amber. She's our front desk director of operations, but she's also going to be moving, like Armand was saying, to agent services. So it'll be Armand as well as Amber doing agent services, helping you all out. In the chat, for those of you on Zoom, I put in a link for KWBH Virtual. That is pretty much the one-stop shop to find anything with the scheduling, with the class scheduling. We have the link. If you click on the top right, there's the one helpful link. That'll take you to everything that has, it'll take you to command, which is what we're about to talk about. It'll take you to any documents that you have, any pictures or logos that our marketing team has put together. You can find all of that in, like I say, the chat, kwbhvirtual.com. So that'll help out a lot.
Can you tell us a little bit more about like what's included with agent services, what they help out with?
Agent services is kind of, for me, it's a little umbrella term because I go into sort of different spaces here and there. So baseline is just bringing in new agents, helping them sign up with the office, putting them into our system, and then helping them out with any questions they might have, getting them into contact with anyone they might need, helping them set up with command, which we're doing right now, and just being an overall, I guess if you want to call it human resources for any of the agents here. Yeah, it's kind of a little hard to define because I'm a little all over the place with the office. But yeah, I mean, with any questions that any agents might have, I'm sort of like the person to go to. And if I don't know the answer, then I'll go to someone who actually does know the answer to. And like I said, we're Amber in the front is going to become sort of like second agent services. So you'll have both of us.
Is Joshua in agent services as well?
I was, but like I say, I'm doing AMCA, so I still know some questions and answers. If you have any, if Armand is busy, then by all means, feel free to reach out to me with agent services questions, like regarding the MLS and the board and whatnot. But ultimately, like I say, I do commissions, so I'm more focused on learning that part of it. But like I say, I was doing agent services for a little bit, so if you do have questions, by all means, you can ask me.
Great.
So as a new agent, whenever we put you into our system, we send everyone a username to log into a command or anything KW related. So has anyone had any trouble getting their username or password in? Or does everyone, I assume everyone has that already? So yeah, so we send you your username, you create a password, and you can use that login to log into anything KW related, KW command, KW connect, and that's just your login for basically all of it. So once you have that set, I guess the next step as a new agent would to create your KW email. So I could show you how to do that right now for those who haven't done that. So the website that you would need to go to do that is called mykw.kw.com. And again, it's the same login for all of that. And this is sort of like your own personal profile. You can edit it however you want, again, and it gives you different resources here. So under technology, it gives you an option for KW email. You can click that. And then right here, you could just click sign up.
You just say mykw.
mykw.kw.com. Can you write that down on the board? So as you can see, Joshua already created his, so it's not going to give him options, but what it basically does is it gives a couple different options for any KW email domain name that you might want. So you click one of them to choose, and then you're all set with your KW email. And it's a Gmail account, so you can use that email, create a password, and then you're all set. So after getting your username and password, this is probably the second step in becoming an agent here, is to create your own email for this. And again, if you're having any trouble with creating your email, you can just let us know, and we'll be able to help you with that. So let's log in to your command. So again, this is Joshua's command down here. So this is sort of your dashboard for your command profile. And what command basically is a CRM, which stands for a client relationship manager. And it's just a great way for you to keep track of your business and all of your clients that you have, all of your contacts. And it's just an organization tool for you. You can customize it however to your liking. And it's just a wonderful way for you to have things in order, get your tasks in order, get your deals in order, and all of your contacts. So this, that's what this basically is. So I guess the number one step for a command would be to do your marketing profile, which you can go here. And so this includes a headshot if you want to get a headshot in, which we do recommend, putting in your KW email, which we have, your number, everything. You're also able to edit it. Click here, put in all this information. So we do recommend having a bio like this and your own headshot to have in your profile, and put in any Facebook or YouTube or whatever you have, any of your social media here, just so you're able to set it up. And it'll be easier for you to create your own website if you have all of this information. And so I'll show you how to do that as well. So once you have your marketing profile down, the next step in sort of marketing yourself to your clients or anyone that you might meet is to create your own website, which you can do obviously on command. These things on the side here are called applets. So this last one here is called the consumer app. And this is where you can create your own website. So if you click this, it says here, create a new page, which you can click here. So you can create your own agent site. And it takes you to this screen here. And what you can do, which is really cool, these are called widgets. So once you drag and drop it here, you're able to edit it. So once you drag and drop it here, this is your agent profile. You can edit it by clicking configure widgets. There might be some tech issues. But once you do that, just edit it however to your liking, put in a photo, which you can have in your marketing profile. Change the bio, put in your contact. And again, if you have a team, let's say, you can put in all of your team photos and all of your all of their contacts. And once you do that, once it saves, it'll create its own URL so that you'll be able to just save it on your command and it'll just link to it. So this right here would be the site that I basically just created. It's just a test. And again, you're able to edit that however to your liking. If you don't want to do all of these steps, there is another site that you could go to, which is the command setup. That will be right here. So if you want just full any tech support, this is where you can go. This is called Bullseye, which is the tech center for command. So if you have any tech questions, if your command isn't working for some reason, this is the place to go to. So
How do you spell
it's BULLSAI.
Also, there are YouTube videos.
Yeah. Yeah, so Scott Leroy YouTube, if you want to write that down, he does like about hour-long classes on command.
What's his last name?
It's Scott, L-E, and then R-O-Y.
Leroy, okay.
Yeah. So if you want some tech help on creating your site, you can go to this site, and here it says commands KW website. And what it basically is just putting in all of your information, and then it configures into its own site. So you don't have to do any of that work. So I'll do this one for practice. And then forward Beverly Hills. So just put in all of this information, and then it's able to just create its own website for you. So you can skip all of that steps that I showed you in the consumer app if you don't want to edit it however you want, and you just want it set up as its own sort of personal site. Just for starting out as a new agent, this is a really cool resource that you could have. This also has other services as well, as you can see here: marketing profile, domain username if you want the app set up, anything database related, or if you just want a full text setup for your KW profile. Again, just put in all of this information and they could set that up for you. So again, this is commandsetup.com. If everyone wants to write that down. So again, once you've created your site, this is something that one of the ways it could look like. So this is Jeff Yarborough Group, one of our top teams here. This is, again, this is a little bare bones because it's just a way for you to get your name out there, get your clients to go on your site, see what you're all about, set up any pictures, a bio, and then just get connected with people. So you don't really need a huge website to do this or to be here. You can just set up this really simple thing, and you're able to connect with a lot of different people, which is really cool. And just starting out as a new agent, it's no one expects you to have this huge, big marketing profile or anything like that. And what Command is really good about is just helping you get started, whether it's really simple or really complex. It's just a great way to set yourself up here. So, so that was the website. I could also show you a couple of resources to use. One of them, which is KW Connect. And what this is, it offers a lot of training to you. It offers a lot of webinars if you want to go and look at some training. So there's in-person training here. So again, this is KW Connect. Same login as how you use Command. And there's so many other classes here that you could come and just listen to on your time off. Different technologies here. So any training that you want to use. So if you want to get started with learning Command, if you need any tech support, this is just a really great site for you to use. If you want to look at scripts for any of the classes here. They have a lot of resources for that as well. Any class materials that you might need, it's just all here under the technology or training section. So feel free to come here if you have any questions. First, if we're not available for some reason, this is just a great resource to have. Also, this is actually one of my favorite resources. It's called answers.kw.com. And this is something even I use if I have questions about Command, which, like, again, no one knows everything about Command. So this is a really great way to get some quick answers. If you need helping to get access into commands or change your username or anything. So let's say you have a question about contacts. If you want to add a contact, you can go under that section.
Sorry, guys.
So, and it just gives you a step-by-step list of what to do if you want to add a contact. So it is really simple to follow because it is just literally just step-by-step. So if you want to get started with opportunities, if you want to submit one, creating an opportunity, which Joshua will talk about in a little bit, it just gives you a step-by-step list of what to do in order to do that. So again, if we're not available, this is also another just like quick resource. It literally just gives you answers to anything. So feel free to use this. So that's kind of, yeah.
So when you build your website, does it automatically name it for you, or do you get to like choose the name of your URL?
It creates its, yeah, it just creates its own URL. So yeah, so you don't have to create its own name. Okay. Does anyone have any more questions before I move on? Cool. Okay, so once you get all of that set up, once you have all your resources, your website and your marketing profile all set up, and let's say you have a deal and you want to submit it onto commands, this is where the opportunities will come into play. So, and that's what Joshua will explain right now.
All right, so there is not too much to go over with opportunities and commissions. It's I wouldn't say it's pretty straightforward, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's not many things that we can do when submitting an opportunity. So first things first, when submitting an opportunity, and pretty much with command in general, is that we should have contacts, right? We only need to have contacts in our command, okay? Since this is our CRM, it's supposed to be used for helping us try to minimize and just make our lives and our businesses a lot easier, right? So what we can do is start by importing contacts, okay? It'll give you different ways to do it. If you already have a CSV set up, then you can just click download. It'll download it, and then you refresh it, and all of your contacts will be here, right? Like I say, I did agent services for a little bit, so I have most of your guys' contacts here. What this will also do is it'll allow you to make a pipeline pretty much of any and everything that you can do with your clients, if you will, with your listing, sellers, buyers, right? Anything and everything for commissions. So this will be their information on the left side of the screen. It'll have their name. It'll have what they are, so you can add them to smart plans eventually, right? We'll probably cover that the next time. So like we said, all of these things, this is where the contacts can be used for, right? So like I say, smart plans. So this is saying that I am a KWBH agent, so that anytime you want to send off emails to KWBH agents, anybody that has this title will be sent an email, okay? Same thing, you can do smart plans and send off text messages, okay? So if you want to say, send all text messages to KWBH agents, anybody with that title, it'll get sent to, all right? And at their cell phone, their email, you can add them to neighborhoods, right? Actual real life neighborhoods. So that way you can start to put together little pockets of people that are in the same places. So if you sell one, you can reach out to their neighbors and say, hey, you know, I sold a property in this location. I'm in the area. What can we do? We have preferred contacts and all of that. Same thing. Social profiles. You can add their IGs, their Facebooks, MySpaces, whatever they have, add it to it. It'll only help you. You can see now is where we go into the opportunities. So to the right after timeline, it says opportunities. I don't have any opportunities set up. That's fine. I'm not an agent. But being that you all are, you should have some opportunities, right? Being that you're new agents, you probably don't. That's fine, but eventually you will. So with all of these contact informations, you can go to their opportunities. If you don't want to do it from there, you can go to opportunities on the left-hand side. It's the handshake. Okay. You click on that. Now it gives you different things, different options for your commission. Okay. So if you're the listing agent, you would click cultivate from the listing agent. If you're the buyer's agent, same thing. And if you're doing a lease, it's the same thing. Inside of a lease, if we wanted to do that, for example, we would create an opportunity. Like I say, the only way to create an opportunity is to have contacts, right? Because you can't sell a house if you're not selling it to anybody. So you would go to your contacts, you type in whoever it is. For me, I'll just put me. Don't have me, so I'll put test. And anything that has the asterisk, right, you got to fill it out. Okay, the opportunity name is going to show up as whatever you want it to be. Usually it's the address. If you're the buying agent, then you would put buyer. If you're the listing, you would put listing, right? Just try to do things to make life easier for yourself and also pretty much ultimately for me, right? Because like I say, I'm the one that's dealing with your commissions. So the easier it makes it on my life, the easier and the quicker I can get your checks out to you and not have to deal with escrow or any other things, right? So,
Hey, Josh, can I pipe in here?
yes, sir.
Hey, so this is the time when you want to actually choose the correct opportunity also, because what that's going to do is where it says opportunity type, you want to make sure you are, if you are a listing agent, you're choosing listing. If you're a buyer's agent, you're choosing buyer. If you're representing a landlord, landlord and tenant. Because what that does is that will import the correct checklist for each opportunity, for each transaction. And in those checklists are all the required documents. So the problem is if you choose the wrong, let's say you're representing a buyer or seller and you choose the buyer one, it's going to bring in the wrong checklist and you can't change it once it's been established. You'll just have to sort of cancel or just not use this one and create a new one. It's I don't think Blake is there. I don't know if they've changed that where you can fix it, but it's something that you have to be aware of when you do it from the start.
Yeah. So what Michael was saying, right, is that this example of an opportunity that we're making is for a lease. Okay. So we're on the tenant side. Okay. So with the documents, because our broker Michael is the one that has to review your files in order for you to get your commission check, right? He has to see all the documents right here. If you are on the tenant side, but for whatever reason you said that you are on the landlord, okay, the documents, when you click pick checklist type, is only going to give you the specific documents for whichever side you're on, okay? And so that's what Michael's saying. If you are on the tenant side, but you accidentally click landlord, and now you're only allowed to fill out the tenant side, well, now you have to go and create a custom folder. And right, like I say, it just makes life more complicated and difficult for everybody else, right? So, which is why we're going over these classes so that we can kind of minimize and mitigate all of those little instances, okay? What this can also do is you can write notes. So if you have anything, if you have any concerns or questions, right, put a note in here. We'll be able to see it. Yes?
What 3% both buyers?
So if you represent both, I'm pretty sure there's a way.
Correct answer is you have two opportunities, right? Because if you kind of break it down, those are two different clients, two different relationships that you're trying to nurture. So the correct answer is to have two opportunities. But, you know, and we've even done this, we kind of just lump it into the same one. We just piggyback off the listing. But from KW, the correct answer is two.
Yeah, so if you are representing both sides, then ideally create both sides, right? But ultimately, we would need the listing side because it goes on the MLS. So that way we can enter in the correct information. So at least get your listing side down, right? Like I said, there's a note section. Please, if you have any type of anything with the, like if there's a special deal, right? So if somebody's getting a referral, put it in the notes, okay? If you don't want to email me about it, put it in the notes so that way I can see it. Like I say, I'm the final step before it gets sent off to escrow, right? So if you do not notify me that there is something that needs to be done, I don't know it, I send it to escrow, now I get yelled at, I don't mind, but it's annoying, okay? So let's just try to make things easier, right? Like I say, put notes in there. If you have notes, call me. If you have questions, email me. I'm available pretty much all the time. If we go back to contacts, right? Like I say, all of this information is here to help you, help your business, help you make more money, and help you be successful, okay? So with this, and I know that there's power sessions every Monday and Wednesday, and we do metrics, okay? With this, it'll allow you to track and keep tabs on all of your contacts, whether or not they're looking at properties, whether or not they're opening your messages, your emails, any and everything. It'll give you all that information. Like I say, it'll allow you to send out mass calls, mass texts, mass emails. That way you can reach more people and contact more and then ultimately gain more business, right? So it's all here to help you. We have, lastly, I mean, what I can say is that what Armand mentioned about the scripts are key because we being new agents, we have to go and talk to people, right? We got to gain their business. We got to gain their trust. So if you don't know what to say, that is fine. What we can do is go back to kwconnect.com, go to the search tab, type in script, and then any and every one of these that you may need is available to you for free, right? So we have relationship building script book. We have what? Open houses, okay? Prospect script book. Click on it, click download. Should pop up as a PDF, and then allowing you to ultimately download it if you want to, okay? Like I say, all of this information is here to help you be successful. That way you're not going through talking to people, stammering and not knowing what to say, right? And then with that being said, I mean, I don't right now have much else to talk about with commissions and opportunities. Like I say, it was pretty much
just another pipe in here. So with opportunities, you're going to have a checklist. Make sure you upload the correct documents into a checklist. A lot of times it's going to require a splitting documents. So I don't know, maybe you can explain Docusign. Have you done that yet? Or setting up Docusign? Because that's a way to split documents.
So with the documents and all that, I mean, there's just a lot that goes into Command, right? And most of it is free, okay? So it's all here to help you out, like we've been saying. But inside of settings, if it'll go, there are many different apps that are available to you for your disposal, right? One of them being Docusign, okay? So I know you got to pay for Docusign. However, signing up with Keller Williams and having a KW Command account gives you access to Docusign for free. Okay, so if you have a Docusign, you can cancel it, utilize the Keller Williams one. It's all the same thing. You just don't have to pay for it. So if we go to settings under our command account, let's say it's just right here. So this will give us all the applications that we have, right? So we got Docusigns available, Facebook post schedulings and Twitter schedulings for your socials, productivities being all Google and Gmail things. All of your KW accounts are through Gmail, so it makes life easier. You got marketing automations, we have MailChimp right here so that you can send off mass emails. This is how Agent Services Armand is able to email all of you on the weekly, right? Giving you the updated schedules and whatnot. And then we have Twilio. This is how Armand Agent Services is able to email or text message all of you when we have class schedules that are being updated. If a class is canceled or anything like that, he's able to send it off to 500 at a time, and then everybody gets the same text message, maybe at different times, but everybody eventually does receive it.
You can also connect to your Instagram and Facebook or Twitter if you have that, and send out different designs or different types of flyers or posts, and you can schedule them, which we'll probably show in the next couple classes. But yeah, this is just for your disposal to have and to connect to all of your social media. It's just a really great way of getting your name out there.
And then, like we say, so this meeting is being recorded, like all of our other meetings. It is available on, it's available on YouTube for sure. It should
Yeah, we'll probably
also be-
upload it to KWBH Virtual. So does anyone have any questions? I know this one was a little shorter than it will be in the future, just because we're trying to get sort of the basics down for now and to just get you started so that you're not just overwhelmed with all of this information. I know most of the time when I do it, I try to go over everything in command and it feels a little overwhelming, I'm sure, to the new agent. So we're just trying to break it down a little bit more. And then our next class will be in 2 weeks. So
Can we get information on zip forms?
Yeah, so that I want to say we can find through the KWBH virtual, right? So it's not going to take you to zip forms, but it will give you, information and kind of packets on KWBH virtual. So KWBH virtual, right? This is the website that has our class schedule. Right here's today's date. This is everything for the rest of the month. And it gets updated weekly. So if you go to the top, you'll see Beverly Hills, and then you'll see helpful links, okay? Click on helpful links. That'll allow you to go to command if you wanted to, right? It'll give you off-market wants and needs, commercial wants and needs, YouTube videos. These are a little dated, but also, like I say, logos, checklists, and disclosures. So you can go here, and I'm pretty sure all these are updated, but these give you the disclosures that you may need and the checklist for, let's say, if you're doing a lease. So these are all of the documents that you would have to upload in order to have the broker approve your files and to then for me to ultimately release your check to you. But like I say, as far as zip forms are concerned, we go to,
yeah, so all the zip forms, any of the forms you'll need go through the board. So there's just sometimes that we don't know which forms, it's just because it comes from the board and they're sort of their own separate organization. So if you do have questions about any forms or anything, you can let us know and we'll ask the board, or if you want to go to the board yourself and see what information you can get, that's probably the best course of action. But like I said, we're here.
Can I interject on that one? For sure. So Thursdays at noon, the Kristen's whole class, right? So she kind of breaks down like the car forms and documents. And on the rotation, she actually has a zip forms training. So like it's actually use the software where you're pulling everything. Thursday at 12, Kristen's class is the way to go for that.
And that's on the schedule for KWBH virtual. And we also have all the topics for all the classes. So if one of them pertains to you, then you're more than welcome to come and join that one. But yeah, she goes over all the zip forms probably about once a month, but deals with just a variety of topics that are crucial to being a new agent.
I do have.
Come on, I have a quote.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. I'll go next.
Okay, thanks. No, so my license hasn't officially been issued yet. Will I not see this email to set all of this up until that goes through?
So I can you can still join in on the classes until you get your license. You won't be able to join the board in MLS yet.
Got it.
So yeah, unfortunately, until you have that, you're just gonna have to wait for that to happen. But you're already processed, right? You told me that everything's all set. You're just waiting for them to send you the.
Exactly. I called them. They said it could be a week or two out.
Okay, that's fine. So hopefully it'll be here soon. And as soon as it does, just let us know and we'll just process you right away.
Okay, thank you.
Jason, did you have a question?
Yeah, I had two questions. First of all, thanks guys for doing this because this is good. The command thing has been a little confusing, so this is great. Yeah, two questions. One is the MailChimp I haven't set that up. Is that different than when you're setting up like a, what is it called? Not an opportunity, an event in Command, or like how you send out the emails? There's certain ones that are already kind of set up for you to do. Is MailChimp different? And is that account included in our, in our KW fee? And then the second question was, Joshua, you had mentioned like we can track the analytics for who opens our emails out of our contacts, and where do I go to see those analytics?
So we will have Blake to answer these questions.
Cool.
Yeah.
So when Command first started, right, the email integration was MailChimp. That's how we were sending them out. Since then, they've actually updated and came out with their own software called Command Mail. And so you'll actually see that in your settings, right? So you actually get 500 free emails through that service automatically. So when you're creating emails inside of Command, right, you're talking about the event ones, that's the service that's running through. So if you're starting fresh and you don't have a MailChimp account, just go ahead and ignore that on the settings, not important, right? If you have a MailChimp account already with a bunch of contacts, then let's get it connected and then you can use that database. But otherwise, everything is running exclusively through Command. As far as like tracking analytics and everything, you can see open rates, click rates through the emails setting inside of campaigns. As far as individuals, are they opening it or not? Sometimes you do see on the contacts timeline itself, right? You see the timeline where everything's being tracked. You can see if like something's been opened, if something bounced, it didn't go through. But that's inside the individual contact. Unfortunately, there's no like master list of who opened what. Emails are confusing through Command, I'll say that. So it kind of takes like an extra kind of step to go down that road for sure. That's my answer.
Okay, cool. No, that makes sense. Thanks, man. That's good.
So for now, I believe there was something in the chat that was sent out for if anyone has any more questions. Not sure if it's, did she send it out? So yeah, we're gonna put a link in the chat right now. Do you want to tell me? So if you have any questions, any more questions, we're gonna look to answer those in the next class in 2 weeks. And for anything that you might be having trouble with command wise, or something that you just want to know more about, if you can put that into the Google form that's going to be in the group chat, which will be in a little bit. We're just going to tell Amber to put that in. But for right now, is there anything anyone else wants to say before we end the class for today?
How
Yeah.
do you get access to Google Drive?
So once you set up your KW email, it's already built in there with all of like the checklists and all the leases and disclosures. So that's already pre-built in whenever you create did you create your KW email?
Yes.
Okay, you did. So there's like a little section where you can go to the drive. So, okay, so the Google form is in. So if everyone wants to go to that link and just put in a question or any issues you've been having with commands, we'll see that, and then we'll hopefully be able to answer all of those for the next class in 2 weeks. And anyone for in-person, we have the sheets at the front, so you could just fill that out and give it to us at the end. So I think we're good for right now.
Armand, I'm getting on that link, I'm getting a you need permission that pops up. This form can only be viewed by users in the owner's organization.
Oh, okay.
When I clicked on that link to open it up, the docs link.
Have Amber changed the share settings?
Okay. Cool. So I'll let her know. Can you let Amber know to change the link setting so that everyone has access to it? Cool. So yeah, so once you get that link, she'll grant you access to it, and then you'll be able to just answer those questions. So I think it should work in a little bit. So yeah, that was our first command class. We're gonna come up with a more clear schedule for next time, just because we haven't really done this in a while, so we're just getting a feel for it. But But yeah, so I think we're good for today. So our next class will be in 2 weeks on the 18th at 10. So we will see you all then, hopefully.
Good stuff.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great job, Armand. Great job, Armand.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you very
job,
much,
Joshua.
guys.
All right.